This is E, the non-algorithmic name. Thank you for joining me for another collectible critique and in my eternal quest for bankruptcy. Enjoy! Hello fellow collector enthusiasts. I have had time to process the shock of my unboxing of the Neytiri. So let's get on with the review. When Sideshow first announced that they were going to bring out the legendary Neytiri scale, and for that matter, that it was going to be, the size it was with the quality I was assuming, then I felt a sincere sense of excitement, one which I felt that could have equated to when Avatar, the movie itself, came out and I finished watching it in 3D. The movie was nice, repetitive plot, won't get into it. Let's see, we'll get straight into it. You get a dagger, a Navi, I think it's too small. Clear plastic, it looks like they drew on with a black pen marker to add a little bit of detail. The strings are all painted on. The dagger hilt is completely sculpted, very nice, fits beautifully, and if you give it a little push, it stays in very well. So you don't have to worry about it falling out. Slides in and out, won't be any scuff marks on the dagger, no problem. It gets a lot of room to wibble around, that's okay. It's for display. Get the hair, very nice attention to detail, good curving, but when you put it in, hangs at an angle, get into that later. The tail is very nice. All the wires you see here, or string, or rope, whatever, that's all sculpted on. Very good feel, good texture. I wish they put as much attention for the hair texture in the tail. That would have been preferred. And another thing I thought would have been nice, they could have shown just a little bit of pink for the nerve endings that you see in the movie. Never mind. The arm is a hot topic for me. If you look at the hand, you'll see that there's a little bit of scuffing, some gold paint that they put underneath the bends of the fingers, which wasn't necessary. There's a lot of damage on the arm already. I don't know if that's put on intentionally or what, but it looks like chipping and all that to me. The arm itself, the magnet, is not very strong, and when I first got it, it was covered in mud. I have no idea how that got there, but it gives me a good idea about working conditions at Sideshow manufacturing. The bracelet is done very well. It's all completely sculpted, and you almost forget that because of the sheer texture that they put into the bracelet. You can see all the muscles and ligaments for the wrist. That's very well done. The whole muscles and all stick out very well on this statue, I have to say. You get these three little bulbs. They're simple little bulbs. Bioluminescent plants. They're made out of plastic and I think of glass. I don't know. Some sort of polymer, which I'm just too tired to think about. The bow itself, I think it's been put very well nicely together, from the scraping on the handles, the carvings drawn in. I prefer that the quivers themselves are plastic because, after time then it won't get damaged or anything, it will just stay consistent. The whole arrow is made out of, as you can see, a flexible plastic, which is a little bit unfortunate because it bends at an angle. As you can see the rotation, it's not very pleasant. The string looks like you could have got it out of a sewing kit from your local hobby shop. Not very impressive there. But it makes it easier to replace if it breaks, I guess. The body, as you can see, it's a bit heavy. Very stable body, you can pick it up from anywhere. Things I'd like to highlight. The only thing that's cloth is the loincloth. And everything else is sculpted on. The sculpting is done very nice. You get nice mud texture on the feet. You get two bars, which looks like I could have pulled that out of my workshop. The bars are insulting, I'm sorry to say, because they look very cheap, unprofessional, and poorly put together, which is surprising for Sideshow. The armbands, photos all around. The armbands, as you can see, have not been well sculpted. They look absolutely nothing like the photos. I would have accepted slight difference, but there's a major difference which is just obvious. And that includes the one around the upper bicep, tricep, whatever, they're Navi. So under the shoulder and on the forearm. The arm itself, as you can see, looks like it's molded together. She was playing with super glue and got stuck. The hair on the back of the head looks very nice, no problems there. Ears look very nice, no problems there. The nose, they could have put a little bit of, you know, black, because I don't think the insides of their nose are light blue. The earrings should have gone the whole way through the ear, not just being drawn with a crayon on top. I think the eyes aren't the same. They look very different. You guys can help me out with that. The green necklace, the jewels on the necklace, they could have put real ones, you know, not opal or topaz or anything, but they could have put simple, you know, stones you'd find at the bottom of a goldfish tank. Those would have made it really nicer. Feathers have been well sculpted and everything. The ears look a bit strange to me, especially if you look from on top. And on top of the head is also nicely parted. And overall, I don't have a great problem with the body itself. It's been put together very well, very consistently. The one thing I like about this statue the most is the paint job, which has been done very well. The main issue I have is with the base. I wish they had printed it on felt like they did with the Darth Talon. That would have been very lovely and made it, you know, good. I don't like the fact that they put limited edition and didn't put a number on it. Why? Because it means that they can make as many as they like and say, yeah, by limited edition, you know, we meant like, you know, 500, 1,000. They could make it as much as they want, basically, because I haven't found any sort of limit on the actual release date. The base itself underneath has been sculpted pretty well. I don't have a distinct problem with it. New location. I don't have a problem with it. It's okay. I really don't. The electronics is where it starts to become a little bit hot button topic. Sideshow have admitted on forums that they have completely screwed up the electrical system. And as you can even see over here, there's a ton of polystone just falling out of the base. This is, I'm sorry, this is a joke. That sort of lacks, and this is true blue polystone. Now my cake tray is ruined, never mind. The way it rattles around, never mind. I wish they would have fixed that. They would have done a little bit of better quality control. The bulbs themselves, once you stick them in, I'm going to start assembly. Once you stick them in, they're okay, but after about 4 minutes, no, sorry, for me it was 40 seconds, sorry, 1 minute 40 seconds. And they just went completely off and they don't come back on. I think it's an overheating issue due to the voltage problem. That's what Sideshow have admitted. The electricals are completely screwed up. It looks nice when illuminated, but as you can see from this video, which I'm just going to speed up a little bit, you know, they shouldn't go off. It's just disgusting. Now, putting Neytiri in the base is pretty easy. A little bit heavy, but you know, be careful. I sort of had to push the bars inwards because it didn't fit the first time. And apparently these other times either. So, there's something interesting. Jeez Louise. Yeah. Oh, there we go. What is going on here? Not fitting in the base. Don't worry, I didn't break the cake tray. It's built that way. There we go. Not so fun when the statue weighs 5 kilos. Tail fits in quite nicely. Dagger also. Very easy to fit. Very stable fit. The bow. I don't know, should I put the hair first? Okay, I put the hair first. Yeah, as you can see, the hair is hanging at an odd angle, which seems to defy laws of gravity. As a physicist, I find that very annoying. The bow, there's a small little peg insert on the back of her hair, which I'm sorry I have to turn to see, because it can be quite difficult to find for the first time, but you get used to it, no real problems there. Arm, the magnet's the magnet's okay, but very wobbly. Another thing which annoys me is the bow, if you look in the photos, is supposed to fit in the fingers. It doesn't. The hand sculpts are okay, the colors do match. I don't have a significant problem with the overall finish, but if I am to give you a warning as from one collector to another, or just a looky-loo, if you do have the chance to buy this for the price Sideshow is asking, don't. It's just not worth it. Why? Because when they said Legendary Scale was coming out, I assumed it would be a new standard of quality for Sideshow in terms of, you know, finish, the little polishing work. You must remember there are very few details to actually consider on this statue, and they did a good job with the hilt of the dagger and the armband. So why they couldn't have done that with the quivers, or the quill, whatever, and the armband up here, the bracer, is beyond me. Why they couldn't have done it better with the hair, why they couldn't have done it better with everything, really, is shocking. The electrical systems are completely rubbish. I wouldn't even bother trying. I bought 5 different adapters, which cost me quite a bit, you know, and it's not worth it. None of them works. This is completely an electrical fault with the statue. Other collectors have been reporting similar problems. I don't know if the American ones are having problems. I am believing that Sideshow have sent the worst of their entire stock to Europe and the rest of the world and kept the best ones within America. I believe it. That's just the thing, is it's just a bigger Sideshow statue. And this is why it annoys me, is because if you consider exactly how hard people have to work for their money and how much work I did to earn this, the payoff was not really worth it. There it is, said it. If you have a chance to buy the upcoming Ben Kenobi, Darth Talon, any of those things, my advice is don't bother. If you're already on pre-order, wait till it comes out and then just send it back and get a full refund instead of paying cancellation fees. Honestly, it is not worth the money that you pay for it. It would maybe cost, if they were expecting 40% of what we pay for this thing, then that's okay. I paid 1,260 euros for this. Think about that number and exactly how long and how hard I had to work for that number to get that. And that's just, it's insulting to me as a collector that Sideshow consider this worth the money. Because somewhere their CEO is pocketing that cash and looking at me and probably laughing this very minute as he's watching this video. I strongly urge you, from one collector, as I said, to another, do not buy Legendary Scale. Now, this is no personal vendetta against Sideshow. I've enjoyed their previous collectibles very much. And I've had very few problems with Sideshow, and to be honest, they've been easy. But this, to me, is now proof that they are becoming like the Roman Empire, spreading themselves too thin, showing a lack of quality in their overall work, which will ultimately result in their downfall. And you can see it clearly with their new statues that are coming out. They're completely not worth the effort. The Shakti, Ayla Sakura, those do not look, they don't look well. The hands are, the poor sculpting, everything about them is wrong. I won't get into the details. I'll run out of film. What else could I say? If you have the chance, don't bother. I will give you one thing you can take away from this video, which is don't buy Legendary, because it's not worth the money. You'll end up being disappointed. You'll feel ripped off and hurt. I think I'm feeling really grateful I got this from an official Sideshow dealer, because I'm going to return it and get my money back. To me, it does not justify the price. The Ben Kenobi I was seriously thinking about getting. Darth Talon, even Darth Talon Darth Maul I was considering getting. But now, I just don't think Sideshow can cut it. Let me be honest, their prototypes look great, and I understand that a prototype is always going to look the best, nowhere near as good as the production models, but this is way far off, not nowhere near. This is far off from a perfect production model, and I just am so disappointed in Sideshow for putting this out on the market. If you're going to buy one of these, I'm just going to warn you, they are nothing like you'd expect. They don't have an upgrade in quality. They don't have anything superior to them. In fact, all they are is a slightly worse version of a normal Sideshow statue, just bigger. That's about it. The thing is, when you make it bigger, then the little details also become bigger and they're harder to ignore. Every time I look at it, I just feel annoyed. That's all. The sculpt of the body is lovely, and congratulations to the artist who built the prototype. But, you know, for the rest of us hardworking folk, it's just not worth the money. I can't even sign off the normal way I do anymore because I have not enjoyed myself with this collectible. So I'll just say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy your quest for bankruptcy. I've warned you.